In the heart of ancient Mesopotamia, where rivers carved lifelines through barren sands and mighty city-states battled for supremacy, a single man would rise from the dust to forge an empire. His name would echo across the ages, not merely as a conqueror, but as the architect of civilization's first great code of law. Born in a modest kingdom overshadowed by rivals, Hammurabi would wield wisdom and war like twin blades, uniting a fractured land beneath the banner of Babylon. His vision of justice, carved into stone and handed down by the gods themselves, would transcend the fall of empires and the passing of millennia. This is the story of Hammurabi, the king who bound a world of chaos with the power of law and etched his name forever into the foundation of human history. Hammurabi was born around 1810 BCE in the thriving city of Babylon, nestled along the Euphrates River in ancient Mesopotamia. He was a member of the Amorite dynasty, a Semitic people who had migrated into Mesopotamia generations earlier and gradually seized control of several important city-states. His father, Sin-Muballit, was the king of Babylon at the time, overseeing a modest but steadily growing kingdom. From a young age, Hammurabi was immersed in the intricate world of Mesopotamian politics, diplomacy, and religion. As crown prince, he would have received an education befitting his station, learning the skills of administration, military leadership, sacred rituals, and the complexities of law and justice that governed Sumerian and Akkadian traditions before him. Babylon in his youth was not yet the dominant power it would become under his rule. It was surrounded by older, richer rivals like Larsa, Eshnunna, and Elam. Yet Hammurabi grew up in a court that valued ambition, resilience, and divine favor. His early experiences, shaped by observing his father's careful alliances and administrative reforms, prepared him to inherit a kingdom ready to ascend. When Hammurabi assumed the throne around 1792 BCE, he was equipped not just with royal legitimacy, but with the wisdom and patience that would enable him to transform Babylon from a minor city-state into the heart of a mighty empire. When Hammurabi ascended the throne around 1792 BCE, he inherited a Babylon that was relatively minor compared to the great city-states surrounding it. Understanding the fragile balance of power in Mesopotamia, Hammurabi first focused on securing his own borders, strengthening the internal stability of Babylon through careful governance, economic development, and religious reforms that elevated the city's patron deity, Marduk. In these early years, he proved himself a master of diplomacy, forging strategic alliances with neighboring powers such as Larsa, Mari, and Eshnunna when it served Babylon's interests. Yet beneath this outward diplomacy, Hammurabi was preparing for a calculated expansion. As his power grew, so did his ambition. He skillfully waited for the right moments, when rival cities were weakened by drought, internal strife, or external threats, to launch military campaigns that were swift and decisive. Over time, Hammurabi dismantled his former allies and enemies alike. He conquered Larsa to dominate southern Mesopotamia's rich agricultural heartlands, subdued Eshnunna to the northeast, and absorbed Mari along critical trade routes. He even challenged the powerful kingdom of Elam, securing Babylon's influence over distant territories. Through a blend of shrewd diplomacy, opportunistic warfare, and an unwavering claim of divine mandate, Hammurabi transformed Babylon from a modest kingdom into the supreme power of Mesopotamia, forging an empire that for the first time united much of the fertile land between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers under one ruler. Around 1754 BCE, at the height of his reign, Hammurabi unveiled one of his greatest and most enduring achievements, a comprehensive legal code designed to bring order and justice to his expanding empire. Known today as the Code of Hammurabi, this remarkable set of 282 laws was carved onto a tall, black basalt stele crowned with an image of Hammurabi receiving authority from Shamash, the Mesopotamian god of justice. The laws covered virtually every aspect of daily life, including trade, contracts, family relations, property rights, labor, and criminal punishment. They operated on the principle of lex talionis, or an eye for an eye, promoting the idea that penalties should correspond to the offense committed, though punishments varied depending on the social status of both the victim and the perpetrator. While the code could be harsh, it also sought to protect the vulnerable, offering legal recourse to widows, orphans, and the poor. It established clear expectations between citizens, merchants, workers, and rulers, binding the diverse peoples of Hammurabi's empire under a common set of rules. More than a mere list of laws, the Code of Hammurabi was a powerful political statement. It proclaimed Hammurabi as a king chosen by the gods, not only to conquer, but to govern justly. Its influence would echo far beyond his lifetime, shaping later legal traditions across the ancient Near East, and solidifying Hammurabi's place in history as a lawgiver as much as a conqueror. In the later years of his reign, Hammurabi turned his focus from conquest to consolidation, working tirelessly to strengthen and unify the vast territories he had brought under Babylonian control. He reorganized the administration of his empire, appointing trusted governors and officials to oversee distant provinces while maintaining firm central authority from Babylon. Hammurabi continued to promote the worship of Marduk as the supreme deity, weaving religious devotion into the political fabric of his empire and helping to forge a common cultural identity among his diverse subjects. His reign brought a period of relative stability and prosperity. As irrigation systems were expanded, trade networks flourished, and legal institutions grounded in his famous code helped maintain order. Hammurabi ruled for 42 years, and upon his death around 1750 BCE, he left behind a powerful and sophisticated empire. However, his successors, particularly his son Samsu-iluna, struggled to hold it together. Within a few decades, Babylon faced internal revolts and external invasions, and much of Hammurabi's empire gradually unraveled. Despite the decline of his political achievements, Hammurabi's true legacy endured for millennia. He became enshrined in memory as the model of a wise and just king, and his code served as a foundation for later legal systems across the ancient Near East. His vision of a ruler who balanced military strength with divine justice set a standard that future generations of kings would aspire to, ensuring Hammurabi's place as one of history's most influential figures. Though the empire Hammurabi built would one day crumble and his successors would struggle to hold his vast domains, his true legacy proved far more enduring. The laws he carved into stone became a beacon for future generations, a testament to humanity's eternal struggle for order, justice, and unity. Across the sands of time, his name has not been forgotten, for Hammurabi was more than a king. He was a visionary who believed that power must be tempered by law and that kings must rule not with tyranny, but with wisdom. As the great rivers of Mesopotamia continued to flow long after his empire faded, so too did the spirit of his ideals, leaving an indelible mark on the course of civilization. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life and legacy of one of history's first great lawgivers. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more timeless tales from the ancient world.